programs have defined conferences, won national titles, and no matter what happens, they find their way back to each other. And when these two meet, the whole nation pays attention. For nearly a century, this venue has stood on the grounds of the Texas State Fair. Right at you with us from the Cotton Bowl. It's the Texas Longhorns and the Oklahoma Sooners. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline.
Guys, I caught up with the Longhorns head coach before the game. This is what he had hoped for and is excited that it is playing out right before our very eyes. Bringing this running back in the transfer portal, he knew that he could be someone to make an impact, but he didn't know how much. And here he is, highly productive, really starting to lean on that offensive line and gain some chemistry with the other guys on the team. We're seeing this offense come alive, and they've got to do it again here today. I'll keep you posted on how things start here in the game in the first quarter and how this chemistry is showing up big time for this team. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Oklahoma's offense will get first crack at it here. You go back over the history of this rivalry, and there's certainly been close games, but there have also been a large number of blowouts, and we had one last year for the Horns, David.
And I think as a Texas fan, you better understand that, because when you win big the year before, OU is going to come out with their hair on fire, Jesse, ready to make a statement.
When I think back to last year's game, the thing that impressed me so much about Texas was that they stepped up and brought their A game to the ballpark in the Red River rivalry, one of the biggest games of the year. Let's see who's going to step up in this one today.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Blasted as he lets it go. Oh, what a play, it's intercepted. Takes it the other way. Touchdown, Texas. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
What a play by the defense, coming out early in the game on the very first drive and setting the tone. Not just forcing a 3 and out, not just forcing a punt. How about creating a turnover and taking it to the house? Pick 6.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. And he's not going to take the touchback. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Sooners will get things going on offense as they head onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
A great job by the defense, seeing it right away, reacting to the screen, going and getting the football, and getting the fast playmaker on the ground.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Catch in the middle, it's a tag now. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Offense a little backed up here, and boy, would it help to convert this third down. Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. A 3rd and short coming from their own 20-yard line. Back to throw, it's Mateer. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. He'll have the first down as he gets it to the 28-yard line before he stopped.
And I love the change in decision-making, right? That was a much better job. Last possession, tried to force it in there, threw the interception. This possession, it's not there. Take off and scramble. Great job. You got enough athletic ability to do that. Big third down conversion by this offense.
Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to fire. Here's the pressure. Trying to escape and get it himself. He's knocked down short game, maybe a pickup of 3. That defense rallied to the ball in a hurry.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. And the defense, got him at the 27.
This definitely isn't the start they drew up. I mean, you already throw a pick 6, now you get sacked. Man, they're going to have to find a way to settle this quarterback down, get something going offensively. So far, not a lot of positives to point to.
He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. He was working his way toward midfield, but they'll stop him at the 46-yard line. The Longhorns offense will come out to go on the attack for the first time. One thing that has been a big point in practice, right side of the offensive line and how they can control this edge pressure. On the run, it's Smothers. Got enough for the first. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense. The Longhorns, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. They'll give it on the counter. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. The give on the option. 7-yard pickup on that one. 3rd down and 3 coming. The Longhorns will hustle to the line. Manning tries to pick it up on 3rd down. Firing to the right, complete. Touchdown, Longhorns! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him, just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Back to throw, it's Mateer. This time he's got it. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down.
Okay, here's the bad news. They're down by a lot of points really early in this game in the first quarter. The good news is there's a lot of football left. The better news, they finally get a big play through the air. That's the kind of play that can spark some confidence and completely turn this thing around. They got to keep that up.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Gets it out quickly. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. Their own end zone nipping at their heels as they start this drive from their own 2. They'll start on the ground with Brown. Here's a little room there. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground. He gets north, fast.
On first down, it's Brown again. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. There's not a screen big enough to list all the memorable moments from this rivalry, but here are a few of them. They largely dominated the first quarter and built a nice lead to get started. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Looking for space. It's Smothers. Got room at the 35. Oh, out of space. Took it all the way to the 36-yard line, and he flipped the field in an instant.
And right there you see the key to this football team's success. Not just offensively, they rip off explosive plays. That's why they've been winning games here as of late. They can get chunks at a time. They've got playmakers all over the field.
To the ground, he's got it again. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Linebackers in today's football, obviously, guys have gotten smaller. They got to play in space more, cover fast guys out on the perimeter. But how about this linebacker coming downhill and making a physical tackle in the hole?
Arch Madness. Grabbed over the middle. It's Townsend. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. The Longhorns come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw. It's Manning. Fires toward the end zone. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. Second down coming. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Brown. Just couldn't get away from the tackle.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. They'll play it safe and try for 3. He'll try to put one down the boulevard from 42 yards out. It's good. Easy call for the refs. And that will extend their lead even further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And he'll just take a knee in this drive. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Gonna run it. It's Smothers. He's gonna lose a yard on that one.
What a great play by the linebacker. You talk about filling a hole. Defensive line does their jobs. He comes in the hole and says, sit down, sir.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Arch is going to throw for it. Unloads to the wideout. A spectacular one-hand grab. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Tight end in motion. See how the D reacts. Dropping back, it's Manning. Pocket breaking down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Got it in the middle. It's Wingo. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. They've already moved the chains a couple of times on this drive, now out close to midfield. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. Here's Arts to throw. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. You always want to give your big-time players a chance. That might have been too much of a chance to give right there.
And I know I'll give you a chance when it's one-on-one, but not two-on-one. You got to see that, got to understand that they're trying to take away this guy. There's a reason they're trying to take him away. What else can I do now to take advantage of that defense?
That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. And the Longhorns will bring the punt team onto the field. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And it looks as if this one's going to carry it. The Longhorns head out, hoping to move the ball on this possession. They'll start the third quarter with the run. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the 2nd down misfire. Throws for the tight end. Another incompletion on 3rd down. And the Longhorns will send off the punt unit.
This offense did a lot of good things there in the first half. It wouldn't surprise me if they punt this one away after that incompletion on 3rd down. They do have the lead. I think you've got to put some trust in your defense here to not give up any points and get you the ball back.
So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. Here's Manning to throw. Looking to the big tight end. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
And I tell you what, I know it's little when these QBs miss and the ball's not right to them, but man, it makes such a difference with yards after the catch, and in this case, even catching the football. It was just a little bit off, and it just made it a little bit difficult for his wide receiver to try to make the catch.
Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Finds his tight end. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down.
Man, these plays are really, really simple. Really easy to run. I like it. Just drop back as a quarterback, see the big fella, wait for him to get open, hit him, get a nice positive gain.
On his feet at the 40. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
It was so important this offense was able to find a way to get in the rhythm, and the running game is now helping that. 2 straight punts on their previous 2 drives. This drive, though, they're having a little bit more success. Big reason why is this running back. He's been able to find some creases to run through, and it's really helping out this offense.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. To throw, Manning. He fires one deep down the right side. After the incomplete pass, there is a player down on the field. That is the senior offensive lineman who's shaken up. Holly Rowe will check on his condition. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Hit as he throws. Complete in the middle. That'll be enough for the 1st down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. The Longhorns go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Trying to run, it Smothers. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
Nice 1st down defense. Great job being physical, understanding the chances of run are high. They come up, they get the back on the ground, forcing a 2nd down and long situation.
He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can pick up the 1st without scoring. Tight end now in motion. Manning lines up in the gun on 3rd down. He's got it and still on his feet. Touchdown, Texas! And they take it in for 6 more points. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to
Ran right through the defender, and now he's still running. Across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 48. An explosive play gets this offense working. Now the Longhorns will call the 1st. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Hand off for Brown. Nice move there. Pickup of 8. It's now 2nd and 2.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hands, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
They'll have to hurry if they want to get another play off before the quarter ends. Flips it out on the screen. Breaks into the open. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter. Just watching the clock drain away in this one, it's all but in the books. Let's take a look at the top 25, and this game might have an impact on these rankings next week. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. Stands in the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. On the run, it's Smothers. Gets it inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line with a pickup of 4. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. He'll run it again. Brought down after a pickup of 2 to the 19.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing...
Finding some room. He'll be brought down inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
offense has really done a nice job on the ground. Like, the ground game has been solid, man. Nice job opening holes, running the football. They've been consistent with the run. And as this game creeps along, right, if they can continue to do this with the lead, this is going to be a game that they're going to have in hand.
He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Now it's 2nd and goal. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
Nowhere for him to run again, and now 4th down is going to be a tough one. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. Splits the uprights. Good. And that lead grows even bigger.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, 4th quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way.
And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. This was certainly not their best effort. I believe this team is much better than it performed today, but they're going to pay the consequences of losing this ball game. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Coleman. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Throwing Manning. Makes the grab. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. The Longhorns can really attack on this 2nd and short. They'll go with a direct snap. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. On 1st down from the 13-yard line. The officials stop the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. The Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. Brown again. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Third down from the gun, Manning. Takes a hit as he fires. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. This is an absolute blowout. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point was good to finish things off. So they covered 42 yards on the drive. And they capped things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here comes the Oklahoma offense. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
That's reeled in. It's Harris. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.
And listen, the defense playing really conservative, right? You got the lead, but here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get sacks. I got to get to the quarterback. Like, I got to make sure I'm getting him, knocking him off the spot. Padding my stats, by the way. Got a lot of sacks late in games and we had a big lead, but that's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. Keep competing, defense. Yeah, and I just need a crease. I need you offensive linemen, just like right here. Great job holding the point of attack. Don't let any penetration come in. Give me a little sliver, and then you see the running back, Palmer. He'll do the rest, lower his shoulder, and make sure he gets the first down.
Yeah, it means a lot to this offense, too, to have a guy like this that always just seems to fall forward. He always, in these short yardage situations, knows where that first down marker is, and he's able to get those hidden yards in piles, driving his legs to help keep this drive alive.
They'll try the counter. Give him a pickup of 2, now 2nd and 8.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented. A lot of people point to this game. Possible upset, 2 really good teams. Jesse, they made it clear. There's only one really good team. It was them. They were the favorite, and they just made a point of it.
You're right. Not all ranked teams are created equal. One of these teams is a college football playoff contender. The other simply is not. And that demonstrated itself today. The higher-ranked team is a team with national championship aspirations. They've got so much talent. They look good today.
That's going to do it for us as the season marches on. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and